Welcome to Sundays with Amber. I'm Amber and this is Cooper. For today's practice, you will need either a yoga blanket, or if you have a bath towel or some other kind of blanket that you can use, 2 blocks or something that represents blocks like books. A stack of books is always nice, or boxes, and that's it. Either come to a comfortable seat or lie down. Situate yourself, make yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. The reading today is from David White's book, Consolations, the chapter Help, the last paragraph. It may be that the ability to know the necessity for help, to know how to look for that help, and then most importantly, how to ask for it, is one of the primary transformative dynamics that allows us to emancipate ourselves into each new epoch of our lives. Without the understanding that we need a particular form of aid at every crucial threshold in our lives, and without the robust vulnerability in asking for that help, we cannot pass through the door that bars us from the next dispensation of our lives. We cannot birth ourselves. To ask for help and to ask for the right kind of help, and to feel that it is no less than our due as a live human being, to feel in effect that we deserve it, may be the engine of transformation itself. Our greatest vulnerability is the very door through which we must pass in order to open the next horizon of our lives. In the end comes also our beginning, the ancient sense of a door opening in some final unknown, some invisible voice attempting to help us come to terms with our own disappearance. The hand extended to help us over a horizon equally as mysterious as the one we crossed at our birth. So we need help. We need to help each other. As we practice today, using props as support and as help, so our blanket, our blocks, feeling liberated by these sources of support, and navigating our relationship with accepting support even through the props, which often, sometimes I think, is reflected in a sense of not being good enough to use the props, but actually the props are there to liberate us, to support us, and to deepen postures. And looking at the reflection of that off the mat in our life, in our relationship with asking for support and help from our friends and our family, and also looking at who has supported us, who has shown up in our life, living or past, and honoring them. With the theme of support today, we will be using a blanket and blocks. So if you have a big blanket, grab it, or you can use a bath towel as well, like a big one. And are you ready, Cooper? Okay. So grab your blanket, open it up to about this width, and make a roll. So a pretty tight roll. Roll it up and kind of squish it down. Place it on your mat or whatever you're using for your mat. Place it on that prop, maybe about a quarter from the top of it, and lay it down widthwise like that. And as you turn away from it and start to lie down on the blanket, have the point just at the tip of the shoulder blade on the other side of the blanket. Your shoulder blades will be on the other side of the blanket, but they'll feel like they're lifted up a little bit. If this is really intense for you, come up and unroll the blanket a little bit. So you get to kind of choose how thick you have the blanket. Because where we're trying to focus this on our bodies is in a part of our back that is harder to bend like this. So you might feel more sensation and more restriction there. You can take your arms out to a T, or a goalpost. Have your knees bent. Walk your feet a little bit wider and knock your knees together. And then just try to steady your gaze. Allow the heads of your shoulders with time to soften. Okay. And as you steady your gaze, steady your breath. And bringing your awareness right to your sternum, your heart. Let's take 5 breaths here. On the inhale, expand your heart or your sternum upward. And as you exhale, feel that retract, and maybe the shoulders can soften a little bit more as a result of that deep exhale. Inhale, expand. And when you exhale, feel the heart soften. And you'll just do 3 more. Inhale. Long, slow breaths. Exhale. Feel the breath wisp across your throat. Inhale. And exhale. Soften the shoulders. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. Long breath. Exhale. Just remembering, taking a moment to remember what supports you in your life right now. Who and what. Okay. And then carefully roll to one side when you come out of this. Go really slow. Right? And you can use your arms, your hands to pop you up to a seat. And then you'll come onto your hands and knees with that blanket still. Come onto your hands and knees and bring your knees together, your feet together. Place the blanket or whatever you're using, the towel, behind your knees. Get them really close to the back of your knees. And then begin to sit down so it smashes your calves. And if this is like really intense, you don't have to sit all the way. You get to determine how much you sit into this. Because if your calves are a little sore, your hamstrings, you're going to feel that a bit more. And as you hold this, kind of sit up tall and just start to rock from side to side. So wherever you are, you're lifting your heart, just rocking from side to side. Okay. Observing what this feels like. Take 1 more breath right at center. And then come up and move the blanket back 1 inch. So in a way, you're kind of just moving to the very bottom of your calf. Sit back down. Rock from side to side. I'm just noticing what's it feel like to do it here. And take 1 more breath right at center. So even out the weight between both legs. And then come up, put your blanket aside, keep it rolled up. We'll use it in a moment. Come back to your hands and knees, and then extend your left foot back with your toes curled under and just start to pulse the heel back and forth. So that's stretching into the calf, especially after that last posture. It might feel really good. Just kind of stretch, pulse back and forth. Start to tone your belly, so draw the navel in toward your spine. And then as you press your left heel back, lift your right foot up, pivot on the knee, plant your left foot, and extend your left arm overhead. So you have almost a diagonal line from your fingertips to your foot, reaching out in both directions. Take a breath in. And when you exhale, make a big sweeping shape with your left hand back behind you towards your left hip and then down to the floor. Inhale, sweep it back at the diagonal. And when you exhale, around. And then 1 more time. Inhale, down and at the diagonal. And as you exhale, around. And then we'll do the other side. So left palm down, come back to table. Stretch your right foot back and just start to pulse the side. So back and forth, toning your belly. So noticing if you're dropping down the belly and creating a back bend, try to stabilize the core. Draw in, Pulse. Observe. And then lift your left knee up, pivot on that knee, plant the right foot down, and sweep your right arm at the diagonal. So from your fingers to your foot, you're stretching in two directions. Deep breath. Exhale, sweep it behind you. Make a big circle and do that 2 more times. Down into the diagonal. Inhale. Exhale, sweeping motion. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, sweeping motion. Back to table. Spread your fingers. Grab your blocks and place your blocks about outer shoulder distance apart. Step your right foot forward between the blocks. If you need a little extra padding for your left knee, of course, unfold your blanket and put it under your knee, or you can flip over the side of your mat or whatever you're using for your mat and put it under the knee as well. The blocks can be any height. Okay, reach the chest forward, plant your right foot down, like firmly place your right foot down, lift your chest, deep breath in. Now, as you exhale, walk the blocks back, straighten your right leg, and you might have to move your left knee back if you have a little bit of longer legs, so that when you straighten your right leg, your left thigh bone from knee to hip is straight up and down. So you're not like leaning back or coming forward like that. So we'll move between those two postures 2 more times. Inhale, bend your knee, reach your heart forward, lift your chin, plant your right foot. Exhale, straighten the right leg, fold. Last one. Inhale, bend the knee, heart forward. Exhale, straighten the leg and hold it. You can even walk the blocks back a little bit more. Firm the right leg and press that heel down. 3 times. Inhale deeply. Exhale, turn your right knee 2 inches to the right. So then the right toes turn 2 inches to the right. Inhale, bring it back up to center. Exhale, turn it out. Last one. Inhale, center, press the right heel. Exhale, turn it out, hold it, take a breath. Turn the knee up, bend the knee, rock forward, walk the blocks forward. Just step back to table and step your left foot forward. And we'll just switch sides. So moving the pelvis forward, really firmly planting your left foot down into the mat. You solidify that foundation. Lift your chest, deep breath. Exhale, walk the blocks back. Extend the left leg straight, and then notice what it feels like on this side. It might feel really different. It does in my body today. Press the heel down. And then moving, you might move the blocks back a little bit, moving between the 2 postures 2 more times. Inhale, bend the knee, reach the heart forward. Exhale, straighten the leg and fold. You notice I'm trying to keep my heart open the whole time. Inhale, bend the knee, lift your chin. Exhale, straighten the leg and hold it. Press the left heel down, take a breath in. Exhale, turn the left knee 2 inches to the left. That will turn the toes out. Lift it back up, inhale. Exhale, turn it out. Lift it up, inhale. And then the last time, exhale, turn it out. Hold it. Press the left heel down. Take a breath. Lift the toes up on the inhale. And when you exhale, bend the knee. Walk the blocks forward. Step back to table. And then move your blocks to the top of your mat. Bring your rolled up blanket. If you unrolled it, take a moment to re-roll it and make it really tight. And then smush it down. Place it behind your blocks and come to standing. So you can take your hands on your blocks, come to standing. And place the ball mounts of your right toes on the blanket and your right heel on the floor. And if it's too high, it's too high. Unroll the blanket a little bit. It's okay. And as you place the ball mounts of your toes on the blanket and the right heel on the floor, step. You might have to bend your right knee to do that if you can bend the knee. Step the left foot back about 2.5 feet. Okay, with your hands on your blocks, you can also bring the blocks right up on the blanket if you need a little bit more height here. Really what I want you to focus on is where you're pressing down in the right foot on the blanket. So press down, if you can, a little bit more equally through the ball of the big toe and the little toe, like you're pressing on the gas pedal of a car. And then firming the leg. Your right heel's still down, firming the legs, both of them, and anchoring your sit bones back in space as you press down through that point of the right foot. Lengthen your spine. And can you almost do all three of those things? So press down through your right foot, anchor your sit bones back, and reach your heart forward. Take a breath. Steady your gaze, steady your breath. We're using these props to support us in this posture to feel it a different way. If we didn't have the blanket under our foot, it would be a little bit of a different experience. One more breath. Bend your right knee. You can pop your left foot forward and step your right foot back and just kind of observe. Shake the knees out. Okay, and then left foot forward. So press the ball of the left toes. You're not gripping your toes down so much as the ball mounts of the toes there on the blanket. If you can bend your left knee, do it a little bit as you step your right foot back, just trying to do it, even if it's a little harder because you have restriction in the ankle or something. It's okay. But do your best to move back with a little space in the knee joints. Right? And as you step the foot back, the heel's kind of lifted. It's okay as well. Right? But focus on pressing the ball of the left toes down, the big toe and the little toe. Firm your legs. Anchor, shift your sit bones back behind you as you reach your heart forward. Again, you could take the blocks up on the blanket. Up to you. You could take your hands to a wall as well and do it there. But once you get in your spot, stay with it. Sometimes support comes in the most unlikely shapes. And support doesn't always mean that it's free of challenge. That's how I feel about putting this blanket under my foot. It's actually challenging, but it's allowing me to experience it a different way. Okay, take one more breath. Bend the front knee if you can, step the right foot forward, and then the left foot down. Just kind of shake it out a little bit. Right. And then come back down to your hands and knees. Move the blanket, keep it rolled up. We're not done with it yet. Keep it rolled up, put it to the side. Step your right foot forward one more time. Reach your chest forward, inhale. Stay there. Blocks can stay right where they are. Right. Curl the back toes under and then walk the block under your left hand over to the left and take a twist. That's one option. Right hand up, you're taking your twist. Another option is to lift your arms up. Inhale. Place your right hand on your right thigh. Press down and lift out of this. Twist and hook your elbow at your thigh. Palms together, flat. Instead of crunching down into the left shoulder, try to lift out of this, like almost like you could hover your left elbow, but it is resting there. Breathe into your rib cage, into your chest cavity, your sternum, and your heart, like we did in the beginning on the blanket. Take one more breath. Look down, inhale. Place your hands on the blocks, exhale. Step the right knee back. Let's do the other side. Step your left foot forward. You can take the block under your right hand way out to the right. And that might be the perfect position for people who are pregnant to have that nice opening in the belly. Right. Another option is inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, place your left hand on your left thigh and kind of push down. Curl your right toes under to help anchor this. And then twist as you press the left thigh bone down, hands in prayer, right, palms together. Relax your jaw, your lips, wherever you are. Just breathe. Try to expand the inhales, the exhales. Okay, look down on the inhale. Hands on the blocks, exhale. Step back to table. And with your hands on the blocks, just kind of shift your hips from side to side. Okay, so back and forth. You can kind of make a circle with your navel, rounding the spine. After that twist might feel really good. All right, and then we're done with the blocks, so push those to the side. Grab your rolled up blanket one more time. And with the rolled up blanket, you'll place it on your mat in the middle of it now. If it unrolled, roll it up, make it tight, squish it down. And that's actually extend the legs over the blanket like this. So your hamstrings are on the blanket and your legs are over it. And get really close to it. So it's like the upper hamstring that's on the blanket. The knees might be bent here. Flex your feet and take a breath, situating yourself doing that. And then shift your weight to your right hip and swing your left leg behind the blanket like this. Right? And it might be, you can also have it on top of it if that would feel better and kind of more supportive for this position. If you can, move it straight back so the knee's coming out from the hip, do that. And then bend your right knee so that your left thigh is supported. Right? Bend your right knee, flex that foot so you have a pinwheel shape in your legs. Right? Lift your chest on the inhale. And when you exhale, walk forward any amount. Moving into this hip stretch. Lift your chest. So you have the option to stay here, or you can begin to walk. This bed's going to be in my way, but that's okay. Walking the left leg back, using the toes, curling them under to move that left knee down to the mat. But it's okay if the left knee stays turned out too. Right. Lift your chest, take a breath. Relax your jaw. Just take one more. This might be a good one to pause the video and stay here for as long as you like. Shift your weight to your right hip. Move out of it the same way. Just swing your legs out in front so they're on the blanket. And just kind of bounce the knees. And you can move over closer to the left side to do the left leg in front. Okay, from here, you'll shift your weight to your left hip and then swing the right leg back behind it. Remember, the right knee could rest on the blanket. Okay, you can take it back behind you as well. As you shift your weight to your left hip, bend that knee and bring that shin more of an angle parallel to the top of the mat. Okay, deep breath in. And when you exhale, walk forward. And I guess if you feel like it's hard to get your hands to the floor, this would be a great one for a block too. So maybe you're not done with the blocks yet. Okay, if that helps you keep your chest lifted, grab the block. Okay. And then leaning forward with the heart reaching forward, perhaps you're using your hands on blocks or the floor and anchoring through the back foot and the knee to move into that third position. This isn't great for me on this side, so I'm going to move my knee back out, okay, to keep my left hip anchored down. Okay. Reaching forward with your heart and folding, slow your breath down. And then take in all that's happening here in the posture, physically and mentally, and with your breath. One more inhale, one more exhale. Walk back, shift your weight to your left hip. Come on out of that. Extend the legs forward, bounce your knees a little bit. Flex your feet, reach your arms to the sky on the inhale. And when you exhale, start to fold. And you can grab your feet. You could take your hands on the floor, pressing forward through the ball mounts of your toes and your heels in this fold. Okay, reaching the heart forward. Trying not to round the back so much right now. With the knees bent, reach the heart forward. Tone your navel. Take 2 breaths. One more. Imagine you could push your feet into a wall. Inhale, come up. Remove the blanket. Come down onto your back. Careful, careful, careful. Come all the way down. Have that block with you or the blanket. You get to choose. Lift your hips and put the block or the blanket under your hips. Right? So the blanket would be softer, of course. Right? Placing the blanket right under the hips, resting there. Puff the chest. Extend your left leg out. Take a breath. Rest your hands on your belly, but don't collapse your chest. Right? And then slide that left foot in. Slide your right leg out. Take a breath. Breathe right into your heart. Press the very center of the back of your head down. Bring that foot in. And then option to alternate again or extend both legs out straight. One breath right into your belly, right where your hands are. Walk your feet back. Lift your hips up. Move the blanket out to the side and then roll all the way down. Arms on a goalpost. Just kind of windshield wiper your knees from side to side on your own. Massaging the glutes, twisting the spine. And I think we're ready for Shavasana. I know Cooper is. He's snoring. Right, so for Shavasana today, with your rolled up blanket, since we have it, take it to the top of your mat. Try it out. Move your leg. Move it in a place where your blanket is supported, just like the bottom portion of the leg, not the heel. The heels are kind of hanging over the edge of it. If this doesn't feel good to you when you lay down, you can just kick it right out to the side. But as you lay down onto your back, move slowly, support yourself, come down onto your elbows, and as you lay down, then make the decision, does that feel okay for you to have your legs almost floating in a sense? Supported by that blanket. And if you don't like it, just push it right to the side. Okay, and place your backs of your hands on the floor. Lift your chest up. Slide your shoulders together, your shoulder blades together just a little bit on your back so that when you lower down, your shoulder blades are a little bit more flat on your mat. Okay, and allow your fingertips, your thumb tips to soften. Relax your jaw, your tongue. Either close your eyes or just soften your gaze and try to create space right now to be still. And then choosing this over allowing the distractions to take you away from this. And to think of the people living or past in your life who have supported you. Bring them into your mind's eye. And people who have truly supported you, who, without strings attached, have had your back in a sense, who celebrated and honored your essence. Imagine that person or those people standing around you in a circle. And that they're always there with you. Can stay resting for as long as you like, visualizing that meditation, that circle, that person in your life. Whenever you're ready, you can come up, take a deep breath, And thank you so much for practicing with me this Sunday. And I'll see you next Sunday on Sundays with Amber. Have a great week.